Kraven the Hunter's life was a battle of contradictions. A man of nobility and cruelty, searching for meaning but consumed by obsession. Told through the eyes of someone who calls him father, this story unravels the truth behind Sergei Kravenov's journey, from his aristocratic roots to his relentless hunt for Spider-Man. This is the dark legacy of Kraven the Hunter.
An eerie sensation, standing by a grave, knowing that the body moldering beneath the ground is, in some ways, my own. I called Sergei Kravenov father. But did I truly know him?
As his alleged son reflects on his father's legacy, we embark on an odyssey through Kraven the Hunter's life. The Russian aristocracy gave birth to Sergei, the man who would later become Kraven the Hunter.
Such a life could have produced a man of compassion and character. And in some ways, it did. However, you also exuded entitlement, arrogance, and unnecessary cruelty.
Kraven's son sees his father in his younger days, back when Sergei mistreated and tortured his half-brother Dmitri. And he wonders, perhaps it was that same arrogance of the aristocracy that ultimately led to Sergei's eventual exile in America after the Russian Revolution. Kraven's son knows that his father's life only took a downturn in the US. Once considered royalty, Sergei's family found themselves destitute upon leaving their homeland. One tragedy led to another.
For life in America brought only poverty and dissolution. Your father lost to drink, your mother to a grief and madness that drove her first to a mental institution and then to a tormented, tragic death.
Regardless, the young Sergei Kravenov pushed through. He rebuilt his family's name and showered it with riches that far surpassed what they had in the motherland. Still, he remained tortured. And yet,
you were a creature of duality, opposing forces tearing mercilessly at your soul.
A fateful meeting with the woman named Aja Orisha allowed Sergei to find a degree of peace within himself. Aja Orisha, a Wakandan mystic, was the one who saved Sergei from certain death.
And into a world of transcendence.
Aja Orisha introduced Sergei to the life of the hunt. It was she who took the young Sergei Kravenov to her homeland of Africa to teach him everything beyond the confines of so-called civilization.
You claim to have found dignity, morality, and meaning in the jungles, but for all your master's efforts, you never escaped your pain. So time and again you returned to New York.
And yet, not even all of Earth's pleasures were enough to stop Sergei from coming back to the hunt. He had left Aja Orisha since he carved out a savage path as Kraven the Hunter. His son knows about the rumors that started then, about how his disciple, Gregor, was really the child of Aja Orisha. With Gregor, Sergei delighted in his renewed love for the hunt.
But the noble son, who had lost so much, who believed he could find a kind of dark peace in the slaying of beasts, never vanquished the past. It was Dmitri, now reborn as the chameleon, who showed you a way forward. Why hunt beasts, he asked, when you can hunt men?
And it was then that Kraven the Hunter became one of Spider-Man's greatest foes. Throughout the years, he pursued the web-slinger, all in an attempt to take him home as his most prized trophy. But it was a game that he continually lost. It was the hunt that drove him mad.
At last you had a name for your pain, and it was Spider-Man.
Kraven the Hunter did not just want to defeat Spider-Man, he wanted to prove that he was superior in every way. Kraven finally got his chance when he shot his most coveted target, buried him, and took on the role of Spider-Man himself.
And, in your twisted mind at least, you won. But winning wasn't enough. You raised the spider from his grave, for you needed him to know that you'd bested him.
After this, Kraven's fortunes once again changed. During his darkest moment, he made a decision to bring an end to everything.
But life wasn't done with you, Sergei. Your wife, Sasha, invoked a blasphemous ritual and resurrected you. And how did you show your gratitude? By murdering her and the children she'd borne you. That family meant nothing to you, so you decided to create your own in a laboratory. Clones, your world became a fractured mirror.
Kraven's son remembers how his father, Sergei, pitted him against scores of his brothers.
To see which one was worthy of being called your son.
And in his reminiscence, the son can only ask,
had resurrection shattered what remained of your sanity, Sergei? Or had you always been such a cruel, soulless narcissist? I should have asked you that question before I killed you, but I doubt you would have an answer.
The son continues by recalling how Kraven the Hunter was a bundle of contradictions. torn apart by forces of duality as he fought for his damned soul.
But I am not tortured, Father. Yes, your history echoes through my cells, but I have a clarity of purpose, a vision that you never possessed.
Here is the pivotal revelation. Despite Sergei Kravenov's demise, at the hands of his own genetic clone no less, Kraven the Hunter's legacy endures.
And that is why I am the clone who survived. That is why I am the one true.
This has been Who is Kraven the Hunter? This comic sums up Kraven's story pretty well. But if you really want to see how twisted this man is, then you gotta check out 2019's Hunted. In the prelude to Hunted, Kraven the Hunter reflects on how he and Anna killed Sasha, Vladimir, and Alyosha because they didn't live up to his legacy. He later made a deal with the High Evolutionary, who agreed to meet him only after some of his new men were hunted down. As part of the deal, 87 clones of Kraven were created. Anna wasn't on board with this plan and ended up leaving her father. The clones, called the Sons of Kraven, were trained and then forced to hunt each other to prove their worth. The last one standing earned the title of the last son of Kraven. Kraven the Hunter teams up with Taskmaster, Black Ant, and Arcade to hunt down a bunch of animal-themed characters, like King Cobra, Rhino, Scorpion, Stegron, Tarantula, and Vulture, are grouped as the Savage Six. As he prepares for the Great Hunt, Kraven reflects on his immortality, revealing that the version of him stabbed by Scarlet Spider was just a clone. He sends the last son of Kraven to capture Spider-Man to kick things off. Arcade demonstrates a hunter bot on the iguana, showing that if a connected hunter bot is destroyed, the person using it dies. Kraven had planned this all along to punish hunters for killing animals. Kraven has Arcade hint that they can break out of the dome around Central Park by smashing more bots. As the animal-themed characters and hunter bots battle, Kraven's true goal surfaces. He wants Spider-Man to kill him again to end his curse. To push Spider-Man into action, he traps Kurt Connors, the Lizard, while Connors tries to save his son Billy. Spider-Man is forced to kill Kurt by removing an implant chip that stops him from hurting humans as the Lizard, even though it could kill Kurt in the process. After Spider-Man finds the guards killed during the Lizard's escape, he confronts Kraven the Hunter and realizes Kraven set the whole thing up. The precise wounds on the guards were too clean for the Lizard's wild claws, proving it was Kraven's work. Kraven tries to guilt Spider-Man into embracing violence by making him watch the Lizard rescue Billy and the Black Cat from the last son of Kraven. But Spider-Man refuses, sticking to his belief that violence isn't the answer. Kraven then has a revelation. The beast he's been hunting all along is himself. He releases the remaining animal-themed characters and sends Spider-Man to protect Mary Jane. Wearing a replica of Spider-Man's black suit, Kraven stages one final act. He tricks the last son of Kraven into killing him by strangulation, only for the clone to realize too late that Spider-Man had already left. At Kraven's funeral, the last son of Kraven mourns, and the chameleon quietly attends. Satisfied that Kraven spared him from the Great Hunt, the chameleon walks away, muttering to his deceased half-brother that the world is no longer his responsibility. He ominously hints at his own plans, saying,
"Sleep well, brother. You needn't worry. The world is no longer your burden. Besides, there won't be much of it left soon. Not by the time I've finished."
That wraps up the quick dive into Hunted. It's one of the most bizarre stories, so I went with Who is Kraven the Hunter? To give you guys a little intro to Kraven the Hunter with an easy-to-digest story. Now that you've got to know him and a taste of the Hunted story, let me know if you'd like me to cover the full story in more detail in a separate video. If you enjoyed this, drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss any updates. While you're here, why not check out our next video? Catch you later, and take care.